you know, when you are writing different characters and different perspectives, right? I heard that a good way to write a character is to figure out what that character wants.
Yeah.
Right? And then maybe there's a difference between what they want and what they need, which you can get into. But how do you kind of... There's always all of you and everything, right? When you write,
I think Mark Twain said something like there's a great quote that I'm going to botch, but it was some version of, I'm paraphrasing badly.
But Twain and Thomas Jefferson, two people that are always constantly being quoted, and God knows how many. Yeah, I quote Mark Twain. Read word, not word one besides Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn or whatever. You know, loyalty to my country, always to my government, only when it deserves it. And I just drop that probably twice a day, so people think that I read Mark Twain. But go on. He said,
well, with that setup, I think in every character that he creates, there's a bit of him, you know, some version of that. Like and I think, yes, that's true. Or if it's not you, it's something you can empathize with, or it's an emotion you can empathize with. But yeah, characters have to want something because that gives a kind of drive, especially in a performative kind of thing.
Women, how do you write women?
We're all humans. I mean, you try to have empathy. You try to, you know, I don't buy the thing that women write better women, men write better men. I mean, a lot of men don't write good women, but, you know, which is, I'm sure, true. But I think men can write women.
Fuck Junot Diaz, if you ever read it, he writes women like, you know, I mean, forget it. He's incredible. That's I agree with you. I mean,
it's a whole spectrum of humanity. It's like, how well can you you write? Come on, you can't tell me that you can't find an interesting woman to write if you're a man, you know?
It's a really good exercise. You know, sometimes I think that a lot of our problems, at least in this country, is that we really do separate voluntarily from a young age, men and women do, in school. That just happens. And it actually happens in all cultures, where girls play with girls and boys play with boys. And then by the time you're in college or you're in high school, but especially college, you move in with somebody or you spend a lot of time with them and they're an alien because you have no idea what makes them tick. And in fact, you don't even bother to look at their perspective. Even the problem with sex, the danger of sex, you know, you're coming at it as a man with a totally different perspective and even need, and then the woman has a different idea of what's going on sometimes, and now you don't understand what the fuck she's even talking about, right? That now you're like, well, you're crazy, or I don't know, she gets all nuts, and that's all you can say because that's all you're willing to look into. You know, it's almost like if everybody's forced to write from the perspective of what it would be like to be that human being, maybe we'd have a little more empathy. But it goes back to that too.